Recording in progress.
Commissioner Contreras, we are good to go with the actually.
Good job, check with.
It's all put on the internet, like she told me, everything we're good to go. So everything's gonna take care of
Do
it.
they have an agenda item?
We don't have to, no, sir. She said I just need to put those letters you gave me on the website and we're good.
Oh, Chief. Hi, man.
Good afternoon.
Everybody,
Ready?
Yes, sir.
We'll go ahead and call this regular ESD 1 regular meeting this December 10th, 2024. Time is 5:32. Let the record reflect all commissioners are present with Commissioner Riker by video and audio. That will go into the pledge and application, please. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we love you. Thank you for this evening. Lord, we thank you for the food that's been given to us tonight. Lord, we just ask that you guide this meeting and all decisions are made to glorify you. In Jesus' precious and holy name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Well, point 3 is public comments. Are there any public comments for this meeting?
Freddie, I just wanted to share that I got to participate with the ESD 1 and 2 at the simulation lab, the cadaver lab, and just wanted to thank them for including some hospital people. It was a great experience. It was a great training. Hats off to the ESD and Dr. Fairless. It was a really good experience, and it was a pleasure working with the ESD and so closely with the hospital. So I thank you all.
Thank you. Any other public comments?
I'd like to give a shout out to the ENT. They've done a great job at the Christmas parade, and they did offer us to attend a lot of the activities from the ENT when they're doing it. Great experience. So, good job with your float and everything. I don't know if you guys won.
Third place overall.
Well, that's better than no place. That's good.
They were number 1 in my book.
They,
Staffed it up. Outstanding job, I thought.
Logistics. Take all the credit, or most of the credit. Admin helped with it.
good job last time.
Any other public comments? Hearing none, we'll move to new business. 2.1 is the Joint Emergency Service Chief's Report.
All right, good evening, Commissioners. We'll just jump right into it as soon as David has it on the board. Chief Snyder, if you want to go ahead with the statistics report.
Yes, sir. So for the month of November, we had 145 total calls for service, 11.72% overlapping call volume. We spent a total of 171 hours on incidents, with total man hours at 712.
We had 2 mutual aid requests, and we provided, or we received 0 mutual aid from anybody outside of Reeves County. Average response time was 12 minutes and 39 seconds, with average turnout times a little over a minute and a half. 102 of the 145 calls originated out of Pecos, 24 out of Orla, 17 out of Balmoral, and then those 2 outside the district. So property saved was $212,800 from a pre-incident value of $529, with losses at $316,500. So this is the incident types for all incidents. Pretty standard, 37% EMS only type incidents, 26% traffic accidents, 10% fire, 11% good intent, false alarms at 7%. Service calls and.
David, are you allowed to share that screen that y'all are looking at?
No, I can't share it on the conference, video. It has to be dedicated only to the conference call.
And then I think we'll move down to Balmoral incident type. So Balmoral incident types 50% EMS only calls. I can't even read that. I don't know why it's in that color. 31% rescue. So this is traffic accidents, 6% fire, and 13% good intent. And then call types for Orla, 13% fire, 52% non-traffic accident, 17% traffic accident, and 17% good intent. How we spend our hours, so 48% of the time on incidents, training 29%, daily operation 22%. Outreach is just 1% of this month. And I think that concludes the chief's report for November. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
2.2 is the presentations regarding emergency services, including A, B, and C.
Did you have anything?
Somebody seems to be talking.
Chief, are you saying something?
I couldn't. I am on, right? Yes, okay. No, I couldn't hear you, so we moved on to the staff report.
2.2 presentations regarding.
Right, okay, so the chief, you've already finished the other report.
Yes, sir.
I started the staff report.
Yeah. Okay. We hadn't started, so if you'd like, I can.
Yes, please, if you don't mind, Even if you're in a big
So this is the same look that you had last month. Again, we're awaiting a firm date and station completion before we add any additional staff, and that's due to the amount of rooms that we have to house the responders. So roughly about 60, a little over 60%.
Join the meeting.
Item B.
You're saying item B?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Chief Snyder?
Yes, sir. So this month, we wanted to highlight each month some achievements. And so that's a little bit, can you scroll down just a touch? Yeah, so firefighter Teresa Contreras completed 80 hours of rescue training. So she started with rope harness operations, hosted at Teeks in College Station. and then moved on to the ropes technician level. And then Captain Woodward completed those 24 hours of technical rescue training. So that is urban search and rescue technical search specialist. Whew, that's a lot. So, building classes, things of that nature. That's what that training was for. And then some milestones down there with the anniversary. Chief Lee hit his 4 years in November. Chief Dillback for 3 years, Captain Woodward 3 years, and firefighter Aaron Madrid at 2 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay, and item C, we've got Chief Pitts, if you would like to present that for us, please.
So, again, we had several people do the ropes awareness and operations. We had several people go to the rope technician class, the technical search again. There's actually one certification and training that there's only about maybe 3 of us all in West Texas that has it in this area. And we actually have the equipment to do that.
Which one is that?
The technical search. And then we did some outreach at Balmorhea for the CPR with the help of ESD too, and kind of a joint venture there. And of course the parade, and then I did fire extinguisher training at the hospital and did what they call sled, and it's just an evacuation apparatus to help them get patients off the second floor down where we can evacuate them out.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Pitts. I know there was a lot of really good talk about the training, so thank you.
And that concludes the chief's report. Any questions on any of those items?
No, sir.
All right.
We'll move to item 3 is the consent agenda. 3.1 is approve the minutes of November 12th, 24 regular meeting and November 21st, 2024 special meeting.
Make a motion. Second.
There's been a motion by Commissioner Flores, second by Commissioner Jackson to approve the minutes for the November 12th and November 21st, 24 meetings. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Nays, thank you. 3.2 is approve and authorize payment of bills.
Commissioners, the transaction report is attached. It shows all the transactions from November 1st until December 10th. All of the December 10th bills are the ones that will be approved today, as well as the ACH transactions for the utilities, credit cards, and the payroll expenditures. I just wanted to point out there is, the rollback is supposed to be here on possibly tomorrow.
I haven't gotten a hold of him today, but yes, he told me last week tomorrow.
So the rollback, that's the Peterbilt rollback, that was kind of like the tow truck.
Basically, it's a tow truck.
Tow truck, so that will be here tomorrow. And that was in the CapEx agreement, we had a purchase order for that, so that's been on order since earlier this year. And then also, we have scroll down. We do have some property tax trickling in. And then, it does show the transfer, we did do the TCDS transfer right before the meeting last month. We moved $9 million over to tax pool from West Texas National Bank because the interest rates dropped. We have one pending deposit. It was called disbursement of unclaimed funds. What it is excess proceeds from delinquent tax property sales. So that was up a little bit higher, but that was, each ESD got a little over $1,000 from those excess proceeds. And that was, came from the, from the county. It was, excess proceeds from the sale of the properties. Does anybody have any questions on any of the bills or the transfers or deposits?
Anything else of significance or anything out of the ordinary?
Second.
There's been a motion to approve payment of bills by Commissioner Jackson, second by Commissioner Flores. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? No nays, thank you.
Okay, Commissioner.
8.3 is the taxes and credits report.
Okay, Commissioners, this is RCAD's, most recent report, and this was as of November 30th. At the end of November, they were showing we had $30,235,039.13 in outstanding property tax receivables. So the payments pending, that was payments that we hadn't received yet. And then refunds pending were at $4,435.84. So we're off to, and we've already, collected some this year, so we've got $59,407.02 for the 2024 taxes. They did do some refunds from the prior years from 2023 for annual recalculation refunds. And then the $14,961.59 from 2022. That's what we've received so far in that. Did you have any questions on any of the property tax receivables?
Any questions? There's been a motion by Commissioner Flores, second by Commissioner Jackson to accept the tax collector's report as presented. Any further discussions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Item 4 is action items. 4.1 is a confirmation of engagement of auditors for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2024.
Okay, Joseph, are you on the line? Joseph, is that you on the line?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Hope everybody's doing well. Yes, our confirmation of engagement letter is in the packet. The fee range we're estimating this year is $19,000 to $24,000. Last year we billed you $31,000, but that's because we had a lot of additional time due to the tax assessor reporting issues, if you do recall. I am hoping that we're not going to have any of those issues during this year's audit. So my fee range is estimated to be at 19 to 24. We have to answer any questions concerning the engagement. I mean, we'll be ready to start whenever the records are ready and go from there. Any questions?
No, sir.
No questions. Ready to make a motion to approve. There's no other question.
There's been a motion by Commissioner Ryder, second by Commissioner Jackson to approve the confirmation of engagement with the auditor ending December 31st, 2024. Any further discussions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays?
All right, well, I appreciate it, and I will see you in March or April when I present the audit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you.
4.2 is the construction matters regarding Station 4 and Training Center and Station 5 HVAC, including review and approve the GMP amendment for construction of Station 4 Training Center.
Hey, Commissioners, I will kind of let you guide this on where you would like to start. I don't know if you want to go over more information or what you would like to do first. Do you have any questions for us on the information we've presented thus far?
No, I mean, is there a presentation you want to go over, or do you guys want our decisions as far as the motion with the GMP?
Yeah, I don't, unless you have questions, we presented to, I think, everyone that wanted to have the information presented to them, so it's kind of up to you.
I'll make a motion to accept the GMP as presented.
I'll second.
There's been a motion by Commissioner Jackson, second by Commissioner Riker to approve 4.2 on the GMP. Any further discussions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? No nays? Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
4.3 is authorized publication of notice of district administration office address by January 31st.
Good evening, everybody. Hope you all are doing well. This is kind of the start of some of these standard end of the year annual agenda items. There's only a couple of them. This being the first one that you are required by law to publish your notice of administrative office every year. Typically, historically, you've done that in conjunction with ESD too, and I'll just share the cost of the publication. So we always put it on the agenda just so everybody's aware that it's going to happen. It's pretty ministerial in nature, but we do ask for your approval.
Make a motion.
There's been a motion by Commissioner Riker, second by Commissioner Jackson to authorize the publication of District Administration's office. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? No nays? 4.4 is authorized filing of annual report with the Texas Department of Emergency Management by January 1st.
Yes, this is another report. We always file it. It's kind of just it's very much like your district directory, essentially, that gets filed through the safety website to the Texas Department of Emergency Management. Just contains all of the board members' names, contact email addresses, so your district email addresses, key staff members and consultants, fiscal year end, things like that.
Second.
There's been a motion by Commissioner Flores, second by Commissioner Jackson to authorize the filing of the annual report to the Texas Department of Emergency Management. Any further discussions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? No nays, thank you. 4.5 is authorized no payment to DIB correspondent lending.
Okay. Commissioners, this is payment number 4 for the 2020 loan. So the total amount is $764,277.26. And the remaining principal balance after this payment is made will be $2,230,099.64.
Make a motion to approve.
There's been a motion by Commissioner Riker, second by Commissioner Flores to authorize a loan payment to TIB correspondent lending as presented. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Any nays, thank you. 4.6, review and approve 2025 annual agenda.
This is another one of those annual agenda items, your annual agenda. So we prepare this for you all every year. It's kind of just a starting point for those necessary agenda items that you will consistently have on your agendas, and it also lays out the proposed dates of your regular board meetings. We also include safety conference information in there as well. And this allows you to kind of look at when your meetings are scheduled, see if there are any conflicts going forward for meeting dates or what have you. A lot of clients have meetings that happen to fall on holidays. You all, I don't think, are susceptible to that with a Tuesday meeting. Those are usually pretty rare, especially the time of the month that you have it in. So it's just for your review and consideration.
There's been a motion by Commissioner Jackson. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Flores to approve the 2025 annual agenda as presented. Any further discussions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Yes, thank you. 4.7 is the Chief's Financial Officer's Report, 1 through 4.
Okay, Commissioners, the year-to-date, we'll start off with the budget report. And year-to-date property tax collection, fiscal activity, we have received $24,892,620.16 in property tax. So this is our calendar year from January 1st until this was through the end of November. And the delinquent property taxes, we did collect that $1,450,440.67. For the two loans, for the 2020 loan and the 2023 loan, we received a combined total of $2,154,119.43. So we did receive a little bit more than, well, I guess we're still owed $26,602.57 to cover the cost of the two loan payments that we are just made. So the transfers in, that was basically reimbursing the general fund for the Station 4 loan, or the Station 4 expenditures. So that was a reimbursement to the general fund, and that came out of the Station 4 loan proceeds. Transfers out, that was moving the money from the general fund to the reserve funds, and also there was some move to the capital expenditure fund, other general. And the transfers out, that shows how much we moved to the debt service funds for the two loan payments. But everything is in order, like, we'll still be overall below budget. I just want to point out, because we did have the employee incentive certification pay come out. That is, let's scroll up just a little bit. One more page. This one. So the amount prorated and the employees that we have the certification. So that came at $282,000. We had $456,000 budgeted. We were below budget. legal services. And we're a little bit over on legal services, and then we have one more month worth, but we went over due to we will go over due to the additional legal services for the station 1, 2, 3 construction. If you have any other questions, but everything else is in order, and there's nothing else that really stands out. There was the testers, where they deducted that amount, but that'll be a credit on our account. We were still waiting to remind, or that program won't be, start up again until we start getting volunteers on board, so that one we were over budget. So we were over budget $9,386, but that will remain credit on our account until next year. Or until it's used up.
Just one individual, or you want to wait till all the, oh, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's what.
Did you, so you, okay.
Yeah, we can do all.
Were they any type of thing of that one?
There's, the only other one, there was only a few things that we were over budget on, a couple things was, Verizon was higher than, slightly higher than expected. Membership and dues were a little bit higher. Legal fees. Testers. And I believe that's it. Uniforms, we could possibly go over on uniforms. We're getting really close, but that just depends on if we get everything in order. We're still waiting 2 to 3 months or longer on some of our items that we've ordered. Pants were a huge issue. It's leveled out a little bit, but the jackets, there were several items that we're still waiting on. But other than that, I think we're did pretty well, and of course, being we're all so yeah, nothing to be we're going to be under budget here. We're still looking at overall, if you go to the very last page, we're still at a $22 million, $22,020,001.88 surplus. Still a little bit here, just
In reference to the budget, chief, was there any equipment that was in order that was budgeted for this year that y'all didn't use those funds that you can recall?
That I can recall, no, Chief Snyder, did we have anything left that we still needed to order? I think we picked it all up, didn't we?
We picked the majority of it up. There's some small items, that were, given the month of December, they weren't gonna make it, they weren't gonna be able to ship them and have them here at time. It's not a big expense.
So no big items.
No.
equipment under operating equipment tools under 50,000. There was still $42,202.58 remaining out of the $75,000 budget that you need. Purchase orders outstanding. Yeah, I was just gonna, get covered, there's, for open purchase orders for items that were ordered but haven't been received yet, that was $25,926, so there's $15,645.66 remaining. Yeah, 66 cents remaining on that operation budget. Okay, yeah, I didn't have any, did you have any more questions on the budget report? Jump over to the balance sheet. So at the end of November, in West Texas National Bank, the amount allocated to the general fund, there was $2,790,556.68. Tax pool, general fund reserves was $15,772,543.03. Texas class general fund reserves, there was $17,352,852.78. And then the tax pool general fund, there was $6,399,601.23. And then the property tax receivable reconciled to our CAD report was that $30,235,039. Yeah, $39.13. The tax refund recovery program, that's the amount that our CAD is holding to cover any tax refunds, and so we will get that money credited back to us as refunds are issued. The CIPs, anywhere it says CIP, that's our construction in progress. So, headquarter ESD one share so far for, headquarters, or, station one, we've spent $6,737,097.06. And we are looking at, I think around $2 million more for that project is complete. Let's see. Let's scroll down to the other side of the CIP. So this is all, all of the assets that we have on the books right now. And construction in progress for Station 2. So far we spent $5,705,033.25. And of course, there's the AMBUS. We did just receive the AMBUS, so that will be, there's a few items I think they need to put on there, and that will no longer be construction in progress. I don't know if you all saw it, like, we did the AMBUS is here now. And then that's part, okay, so the CIP, Station 4, that's how much we spent so far on that one, at $550,743.60. So that we're really close on Station 3. So we're approximately around another $1 million on Station 3. That one should be close to complete. We're 95% complete. So that one should be really close. And then of course and then the vehicle storage building, there's, I think it's just $54,000 left for retainage on that line item. And then there's the Spartan, there's 2 Spartan pumpers, those are prepaid because of the discount. And those, the one was financed and the other one was paid for out of excess maintenance and operating funds. And those will be here, I think in 2 years, somewhere in there. And of course, the ongoing communication infrastructure, we've invested $499,120.94. And that shows how much in the text pool capital expenditure fund, there's that $9,605,188.67. And for the debt service, that's $764,277.26. That was, that's the amount that's gonna be paid out to to TIB for the 2021, so that money is going out the door this month. Tech school, at $9,031,389.46 is the that's the station for proceeds. So that's set aside in that fund. And there's in West Texas National Bank for the Station 4 project, there's still $254,646.28. And then as we need it, we'll transfer the Station 4, or the text pool Station 4 funds to West Texas National Bank as we need to pay that out. And then in the donation fund, there was $51,194.58. And of course, there's the two debt service reserve amounts, so there's a little over, I like to have between 110 to 120% of the last debt service payment, so we do have that set aside for the last payments. There's no more reserves of both of those accounts. Yeah, retainage payable, that was, that's the amount owed to, ESD 1 share owed to, Christensen. So that's what's owed to CDG. The amount was held for the work performance or the construction progress so far. And then it has the two liability amounts for the 2020 note and the 2023 note. So the 2021 note that will be decreased by the principal amount paid on this last payment. Did any of you have any questions on the balance sheet? And then this is kind of a repeat of what we talked about a little bit, but it does show that our interest earned for November was $251,970.72. Interest rates, have dropped. It was overall from last summer about 75 basis points, which is the point, .000. So they're dropped from the 5% that we were, the 5.5% that we were seeing last summer. I don't know if you have any questions.
Any questions?
On any of that. Okay, in your packet, I did include the CD rates. The interest rates are supposed to be, continue to drop, sometime next year, they're supposed to drop to 3%, possibly even lower, and then kind of rebound, but they're supposed to stabilize around 3%. I think that's what the Fed's goal is, as inflation has slowed and get to a more normal economy, because that's what they projected rate, they'd like to keep the interest rates at 3%. But it was suggested to kind of lock in some of the higher interest rates for a little bit longer, that we purchase some CDs. It is an option, but it'll probably average out in the long run, between right now, because we have the higher interest rates. They'll gradually decline, but it's either we lock it in at a lower rate and there's just some options for you. So ESD 2 is considering doing that as well. So we were just going to suggest, if you all are interested, we can do possibly $1 million in CDs with West Texas National Bank, and then do the $249.99 with the credit union or transfer exchange. That's up to you all if you're interested in doing that. And then the interest rates, they're expected to go down, so these rates will change as
I know, me and you had some more discussion on it, I don't know that it really benefits at this point. Current way it's hired right now, the way it is, but what would you recommend?
Well, the safest, of course, the safest investment that we have right now is with the investment pools. And I do think we will, if there is any interest rates benefit, it's gonna be very minimal, and we only are, with the credit unions, are only able to invest up to $250,000, we don't have to. In interest earnings, we have to do cash it down. And we are making more money at the higher rate, so I think we should take advantage of the higher
I
rates.
think I should say where you are, I don't think it's worth going to a CD and you lock away your money for minimum change. And we're not guaranteed that when the interest rates are gonna drop, where it'd be lower than the CDs. I don't see the need to adding all these extra accounts, so you have to float around small amounts of money.
Any other commissioners disagree or want other options?
I think that's the best recommendation. Yeah, that's high zero, we're used to managing millions of dollars in our personal accounts. We know.
All right.
So is there a second to my earlier motion about 10, 15 minutes?
I can't hear your motion ever.
I accepted the financial report about 10 minutes, I just want to know if there's a second to.
I'll take it. There's been a motion by Commissioner Jackson, second by Commissioner Flores, to accept the chief's financial report as presented. Any further discussions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? 4.8 is a district purchase order.
Okay, Commissioners, just have one purchase order for you tonight, and it is for training for our logistics staff to go to Pierce to take some classes on I believe this is the command zone, if I'm not mistaken, the wiring. This is, it is a budgeted expense, and it would cost $5,082. The thing is, though, is we may be able to get some of that cost back. I believe Donnie is working with Pierce, and they may actually allow us to take the class for free, and then we would only have to travel. But we would like to go ahead and approve it. It is a much needed education for our staff to take on working on these fire trucks.
Make a motion, please.
There's been a motion by Commissioner Rector, second by Commissioner Flores, to authorize the district purchase orders as presented. Any further discussions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any nay? Item 5 is attorney's report.
I don't have anything additional to report other than what I've already mentioned earlier, though I assume you may want to discuss item 6 with me a little bit. So.
All right, we'll move with item 6, is discuss personnel matters, including the Joint Emergency Service Chief's report evaluation.
So, and I don't think that this part needs to be an executive session or anything. I just wanted to find out if you all have received the evaluation forms. Naomi and I discussed it being kind of the same process as it was last year. You may recall the contract that you entered into is a 2-year contract. So the contract itself is not up for renewal, but you do have the evaluations that'll need to be completed. My thought was that there would be a review with ESD 2 at the joint meeting later next week. Have y'all gotten anything yet? Emily?
Naomi's not here today.
Okay. I expect she'll probably, I don't know exactly how she'll communicate with y'all about it, but I expect it'll probably be emails. So do, be looking at your district email from time to time. But if y'all have any questions that you want to ask, in executive session, you're welcome to do that.
I think last year was given to the advisory committee for review first. If y'all want to have the same process as last year or have something different.
Who's on that committee? Oh, yeah, y'all can meet about that first.
So, you and, Jerry.
Jerry and John, those two?
Freddie and so is the one.
Yeah, you guys wanna meet about it first, that's up to you, I don't mind.
And mine just to clarify, and that's for the advisory committee to come up with how we want to do the evaluations.
I mean, last year was a form, wasn't it, and then.
Yeah, that's
some of them, we were coming out or something.
Yeah, the advisory committee came up with the plan is how we're gonna do it, and then all commissioners had an evaluation eventually, but for the advisory, they came up with the process, is that what y'all want?
But that process, did it have like a tier or something like that, or, and if not, can I recommend that you follow something like that? So we can do a scoring based on some sort of tier, something, and not have to meet it like it's something that's consistent and structured.
Oh, we had a evaluation that was a point basis that we did. And wouldn't we just follow the same thing as we did last year?
I would think so. I mean, I think y'all were all happy with that, weren't you?
Yeah, I think we can use the same form. I don't know if we have a structure as far as what equals what. Or is it all just whatever you come up with at that time?
Well, I remember preparing a form for y'all last year.
We have a form prepared, but I don't know if there's a structure like to what score equals what based on those points. So I think they met last year and they came up with some ideas and then I think we voted on a number, but if they don't have something already in place that's attached to that scoring system and a value, I think maybe they can work on that at their meeting, establishing that
Sure.
we go for it, so it's structured and make sure we have the same thing in place versus trying to rethink about it over and over.
I do think though, when you talk about evaluations at that level though, it changes every year and I think it depends on the projects and what we're doing. So it's kind of hard to make that consistent because in the following years, we may not have 3 or 4 construction projects going on at one time. So, I don't know, I've seen it done differently, when it gets to the CEO or the chief level, it's really based off of that year is what I've seen in most of them.
Yeah, so I think,
It's different annual employees or even your executive team.
so I think it is different. I just don't know, like, are we doing like an annual EPAT that, because he's on a base grade, or are we looking at like a bonus structure? Because I think that's when you have those differences based on your year, if you're doing something on a bonus structure versus a scale, because I think there is a scale in place, and no matter how you do it, unless you change your scale, there will be a maximum in that scale, then you have to do a bonus structure.
We decided on, what we thought was appropriate for that year's worth of accomplishment.
And as I recall, I think there was an opportunity for that discussion to be in place also. For you to join.
It's just a recommendation you do your joint is maybe look at both, like your email and then also your bonus and.
See if Commissioner Flores wants to put in. He does, we'll just do that.
Oh, that's fine, either we can do it after that joint meeting, I'm just like, I don't wanna meet separately, because I don't have any time. So we can meet then to decide, or we can.
What- what-
Discussions.
I think
So are you guys gonna be a joint advisory meeting, is that when you're gonna discuss it, or you wanna wait until the joint?
we just discussed it at the joint. I mean, it's really a decision by all of us.
Right.
So the discussion, we recommended at your advisory, so we can discuss your joint, so I think that's the decision. We need a vote or something.
You don't need to vote today. You'll, need to vote at the joint meeting, I would presume.
So yeah, so we could just add that as an agenda item.
And again, I think Natalie will be sending you a lot of forms. So, with the schedule.
So would you,
So Regina, be ready for December's joint, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
When is December's joint? I'm sorry.
It's next Thursday, I believe, the 19th.
Wednesday, the 18th.
Oh, the 18th. Yeah, the 18th, sorry.
Yeah, that's not part.
So I don't see it, so I mean, if it gets to us really soon, so we can, all have time to work on it.
Yeah, if y'all can convey that to Natalie, I mean, I told her the other day, she can certainly go ahead and send it to the board. I didn't know that I needed to express that at this point, because I thought we had established last year kind of how the process would go. So she reached out to me and asked, and I said, yeah, please go ahead and send them what they need to do it, so we can have, everything done by the joint meeting, so. Or done in time for discussion at the joint meeting, I should say.
All right. Item 7, executive session. I think there is nothing. Item 8 is adjourned.
motion?
Who said second?
Did we get a second?
No. There's been a motion.
Everybody second.
Commissioner Jackson, second by Commissioner Foster to adjourn. On favor, say aye. Aye. We are now adjourned. Time is 6:29 p.m. Thank you.
Dr. Riker, before you go anywhere, I'm sorry, I wasn't sure where to place this, but I just wanted to let the board know, I had several employees approach me, that were very grateful for y'all's, for the incentive pay that y'all approved several months ago. I think it made a huge impact, on the morale, around here, so I just wanted to relay that information to you from them and myself, so.
Thank you for bringing that up, Chief.
Yeah, we had some employees in tears that were actually so grateful.
It was good stuff.
Good.
And it was kept forever secret.